Have you ever wondered what people did for work before computers, smartphones, or even electricity? Welcome to 10 Minute Story. I'm Matt, and today, we're diving into a world of strange and forgotten jobs, careers so unusual that they sound like something out of a storybook. From human alarm clocks to professional rat catchers, get ready to discover the weirdest ways people once made a living. Let's unravel the mysteries of history's oddest professions, and maybe even imagine which one you'd choose. The knocker-upper human alarm clock. Before alarm clocks were common and, reliable, people hired knocker-uppers to wake them up. Armed with long sticks or pea shooters, these professionals would walk the streets in the early hours of the morning, tapping on windows to rouse factory workers, bakers, and laborers in time for their shifts. Most common in 19th and early 20th century Britain, especially in industrial towns like Manchester and London, knocker-uppers were often older men and women. Some even used straws to shoot dried peas at higher windows. Imagine being paid to throw peas at strangers' windows at 4 a.m. It was a job built on trust and routine, and some knocker-uppers became local legends. They disappeared, of course, once alarm clocks became affordable and accurate, but wouldn't it be great if someone still offered this service for Monday mornings? Liking this weird walk through history? Then, hey, tap that like button, subscribe for more stories like this, and drop a comment. Which of these jobs would you have hated the most? Or, would you secretly love being a knocker-upper? Number 4, the leech collector, a slimy profession. Back in the 18th and 19th centuries, bloodletting was a widespread medical practice, and leeches were essential tools. Doctors believed that draining blood could cure anything from fever to headaches. But where did they get the leeches? From leech collectors, of course. These brave souls, often poor women, waded into swamps and bogs, allowing leeches to attach to their legs. They'd wait until their legs were covered, then carefully remove them for sale. This job was messy, painful, and frequently led to infection or anemia. Yet leech collectors were essential to medicine, until science moved on. Today, leeches are still used in microsurgery, but they're bred in labs. No more swamp slogging necessary. Number 5, the lamplighter, bringing light to the city. Before electric streetlights, someone had to physically light the gas lamps that lined the streets. That was the job of the lamplighter. These workers had long poles with flames on the end and would walk designated routes every evening to light the lamps, then again at dawn to extinguish them. It was peaceful, repetitive, and honestly kind of strangely poetic work, often associated with old-timey city charm. Some lamplighters also did minor repairs and were responsible for reporting broken lamps to the authorities. They even became symbols of reliability and order in their communities. Electricity eventually made the job obsolete, but some cities still maintain lamplighters today for ceremonial purposes or historic districts. Before newspapers or smartphones, who told you the news? The town crier. Dressed in colorful uniforms and ringing a bell, they would shout official announcements in marketplaces and public squares. Their catchphrase? You guessed it. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Town criers were respected civil servants. Their proclamations included everything from royal decrees to lost and found notices. Since many people couldn't read, this was how information spread. While modern media killed the need for town criers, the tradition lives on in historical reenactments, festivals, and even annual competitions for best crier, bell, and all. Before refrigeration, keeping food cold in summer was a real challenge. The solution? Cutting ice from frozen lakes in winter, storing it in insulated ice houses, and delivering it months later. Ice cutters used saws and horses to remove massive blocks of ice from lakes, often working in freezing conditions. The job was exhausting, cold, and risky. Falling into the icy water could be fatal. The harvested ice was shipped worldwide, including tropical countries, and was essential for food preservation, medical storage, and making ice cream, which was definitely a luxury in hot climates. Refrigerators eventually wiped this job out, but the impact of ice cutters is still felt in how we think of cold storage today. Before digital computers, complex calculations, from astronomy to engineering, were done by people, often women, known as human computers. They were hired by universities, governments, and eventually NASA to perform thousands of repetitive calculations by hand or with mechanical aids. During World War II, many women worked as computers to assist military projects. Famous computers like Katherine Johnson, whose work helped put a man on the moon, were crucial to scientific progress. The job title disappeared with the rise of digital computing in the 1960s, but their legacy lives on in every rocket launch and GPS app we use today. So, back in the early days of bowling, there actually weren't any automatic machines to reset the pins. Instead, teenage boys were hired as pin setters. After every roll, they'd run into the lane, manually restack the pins, and return the ball. It was, definitely fast-paced, pretty dangerous, and often poorly paid, but it was actually many kids' first job, especially in the United States. The invention of mechanical pin setting in the 1950s replaced the role, though you can still find some vintage-style alleys where pin boys are part of the charm. The Armpit Sniffer, the scent of quality control. This one still exists in rare cases, but it's so strange it had to be on the list. To test the effectiveness of deodorants, some companies hire people to literally sniff armpits, sometimes after long workouts, and record the intensity of odor. These sensory analysts help ensure that your deodorant actually works as promised. The job is highly niche, and yes, they wear protective gear, but it's a reminder that even the strangest work has a purpose, and often a paycheck. History is full of surprises, and work, as we've seen, isn't always a matter of desks and computers. From body snatchers to swamp waiters, bell ringers to armpit sniffers, these strange jobs tell a larger story, how society evolves, what it values, and what it's willing to pay for. Some were replaced by machines, others by progress, and a few vanished because, well, let's be honest, they were just too weird. Which job surprised you the most? Would you bring any of these back for a day? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this oddball trip through time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next dive into the curious side of history. Thanks for watching 10 Minute Story. Every day a new pill of curiosity. See you next time.